Hypothetically, if you woke up in a bathtub full of ice with a note that said, "Don't move, call 911," what would be your first concern?
Honestly, whether I'm still in my own bathtub or if I've been transported somewhere else. Because if it's my tub, at least I know where the towels are.
Welcome back to What If It's Real, the podcast that asks, but seriously, what would you actually do? I'm Riley.
And I'm Marcus. Today, we're diving into one of the most persistent and disturbing urban legends of the 1990s, the kidney heist.
The setup is nightmare fuel. You're traveling, maybe for business or vacation. You go to a bar, meet someone attractive, have a few drinks. Next thing you know, you wake up in a bathtub filled with ice. There's a phone next to you and a note. Call 911. We've taken your kidney.
It's been the subject of chain emails, concerned parent warnings, and at least 3 different CSI episodes. But here's the question. What do you actually do in those first few minutes?
Right, because the legend always ends with, "and then they called 911. But what happens before that? What's the step-by-step?
Let's set the scene. You regain consciousness, you're cold, you're wet, you're in a bathtub full of ice, your side hurts. What's your immediate first action?
Don't move. The note said, "Don't move." Oh God, what if moving makes it worse? What if there's stitches that could tear open?
That's the intended reaction. The no creates panic and compliance. But let's think logically. First, assess your condition. Are you bleeding actively? Can you feel pain? Where exactly does it hurt?
Okay, so I'm doing a mental body scan. My side hurts. There's definitely pain. But am I bleeding out right now in this tub? Because if I am, I have maybe minutes, not hours.
Exactly. If the water around you is turning red, if you feel lightheaded or your vision is blurring, you're in immediate crisis. You need to call 911 right now. Don't wait.
Okay, but here's my question. They left me a phone. Why? If they just stole my kidney, why would they give me the tools to get help? That's weirdly considerate for organ thieves.
That's an excellent point, and it actually points to our first revelation. This legend is almost certainly false. There has never been a single verified case of wake up in a bathtub minus a kidney anywhere in the world.
Wait, never? Not even once?
Not one documented case. The legend exploded in the 1990s via email chains, but law enforcement, hospitals, and the National Kidney Foundation have all stated this doesn't happen.
Okay, but we're on What If It's Real, so let's pretend it did happen. Why would they leave a phone?
Possibly guilt, possibly to avoid a murder charge. If you die from blood loss, it's homicide. If you survive because they gave you a phone, it's only organ theft and assault. Still terrible, but legally different.
Dark. Okay, so I call 911. What do I say? "Hi, I think I'm missing a kidney?" That sounds insane.
You say, "I need an ambulance immediately. I'm at location if you know it. I've been drugged, I woke up in a bathtub full of ice, and I have a surgical wound on my side. I'm bleeding." You give them facts, not speculation.
Smart, because if you lead with "someone stole my kidney," they might think you're hallucinating or on drugs.
Which you probably are on drugs. That's how they got you into the situation. You've been drugged, which means you could be experiencing any number of side effects: confusion, nausea, disorientation.
Great, so I'm possibly missing an organ, definitely drugged, sitting in ice water, and I don't know where I am. This is going great.
While you're on the phone with 911, do not get out of the tub yet. If you stand up too quickly, you could pass out from blood loss or shock. The dispatcher will tell you to stay calm and stay put.
But I'm sitting in ice. Isn't hypothermia a concern? How long can you even sit in a tub of ice before that becomes a problem?
That's a real concern. Ice water can cause hypothermia within 30 minutes, depending on conditions. But here's the thing. The ice also slows bleeding. It's a crude form of compression and cold therapy.
So it's both helping and hurting me? That's weirdly thoughtful. I'm getting mixed messages from my kidnappers.
The ice detail is actually one of the reasons experts doubt this legend. Kidney removal is major surgery. You'd need a sterile environment, anesthesia, trained surgeons, equipment. You can't just do it in a hotel bathroom and throw the person in a tub of ice.
Wait, how complicated is kidney removal? Because I always assumed it was like a quick in and out thing.
Not at all. It's a 2 to 3 hour surgery called a nephrectomy. You need to clamp blood vessels, remove the organ carefully, close multiple layers of tissue, and manage post-operative care. It's not something you do with a scalpel and a prayer.
So you're saying this entire legend is medically implausible?
Extremely. But again, we're asking what if? So let's say they somehow pulled it off. You've called 911, the ambulance is coming. What do you do while you wait?
Apply pressure to the wound, or is that a bad idea if there are stitches?
If you see active bleeding, yes, apply gentle pressure with whatever's available, a towel, your hand. But if it's stitched and just sore, don't mess with it. You could introduce infection or tear something.
Okay, paramedics arrive, they rush me to the hospital. What's the prognosis? Can you survive with just one kidney?
Yes, this is actually good news. People live full, healthy lives with one kidney. Your remaining kidney will compensate and filter your blood effectively. You'll need to avoid contact sports and take some precautions, but you won't need dialysis.
Oh, that's actually not as bad as I thought. I mean, it's still terrible, but I'm not doomed.
Right, the immediate danger is blood loss, infection, and shock. But if you get medical care quickly, your survival odds are very good.
Okay, so I survive. I'm in the hospital. Now what? Do I just go home and live my life minus one kidney?
Now you'd talk to the police, because this is a serious crime. Multiple crimes, actually. Kidnapping, assault, drugging, organ theft. This is international law territory.
Wait, international law?
Organ trafficking is governed by international treaties. The World Health Organization has strict protocols. If this actually happened, multiple agencies would be involved. Local police, FBI, possibly Interpol.
So my missing kidney becomes a federal case? Great. How do I even prove it happened? Do they just believe me?
The hospital would document the surgical wound and missing kidney. They'd run a blood panel to see what drugs were used. The hotel or location where you were found would have security footage, hopefully.
But here's my question. How much is a kidney even worth? Is this crime even worth the risk?
And this is our second revelation. On the black market, a kidney can sell for $200,000 or more. But, and this is a big but, the organ has to be properly matched to a recipient, transported quickly, and implanted by a surgical team.
So it's not like you can just toss it on eBay.
Exactly. The logistics make this crime nearly impossible. You'd need a recipient already lined up, a surgical facility, a transplant team willing to break international law, and perfect tissue matching. It's not a random crime of opportunity.
Okay, so the legend is basically impossible, but people still believed it. Why?
Because it taps into very real fears. Fear of being vulnerable, of trusting strangers, of traveling alone. The 1990s was when internet hoaxes and email chains started spreading rapidly. People forwarded this warning to friends and family because it felt true.
It's like the modern version of stranger danger for adults.
Exactly. And there is real organ trafficking in the world. It happens in countries with less regulation, but it doesn't look like this legend. It's usually coerced donors who are poor and desperate, not tourists drugged in bars.
That's somehow even more depressing than the legend.
It is, which is why legitimate organ donation is so important. The waiting lists are long and people die waiting. If you want to help, register as an organ donor.
Okay, PSA moment, but let's get back to survival. How do I not end up in this situation in the first place?
Classic safety advice. Don't leave your drink unattended. Don't accept drinks from strangers that you didn't see poured. If you're traveling alone, tell someone your itinerary. Stay in a well-reviewed hotel.
What about those drink test strips, the ones that detect roofies?
They exist and they're better than nothing, but they're not foolproof. They don't detect every drug. The best defense is vigilance and the buddy system.
So the real survival guide is just be careful and have good friends who will notice if you disappear?
Pretty much. And trust your instincts. If a situation feels wrong, leave. You can apologize for being rude later. You can't apologize for being dead.
Dark, but fair. Okay, let's recap. The official Bathtub Full of Ice survival plan. Step 1. Wake up, assess the damage. Are you actively bleeding?
Step 2. Call 911 immediately. Give clear, factual information about your condition and location if you know it.
Step 3. Stay in the tub. Don't stand up. The ice is helping slow the bleeding and you could pass out.
Step 4. Apply gentle pressure to any active bleeding, but don't disturb stitches or wounds unnecessarily.
Step 5. Wait for paramedics. Once you're at the hospital, cooperate with police. This is a major crime.
And the prevention plan: watch your drinks, travel with friends, tell people where you are, and trust your gut.
And maybe, just maybe, register as an organ donor so people don't have to resort to bathtub surgery.
That's a solid takeaway.
Okay, so we've covered waking up minus a kidney. But here's a question. What's worse? Waking up in a bathtub missing an organ, or waking up knowing you're going to die in exactly 7 days?
That's oddly specific, Riley.
Just hear me out. At least with the kidney thing, once you get to the hospital, you're probably going to survive, right? But what if you experienced something that gave you a precise deadline? 7 days, no more, no less.
Are you setting up our next episode?
Maybe. What if you watched a video? Just a weird, creepy one. And immediately after, you got a phone call. A voice says 7 days. And then exactly 1 week later, something comes for you.
You're talking about a cursed video?
I'm talking about what you'd actually do during those 7 days, because that's a ticking clock you can't stop with a 911 call.
This is going to be a dark one, isn't it?
The darkest. So next time on What If It's Real, we're asking, what if you watched a cursed video, got the phone call, and a girl named Samara was going to crawl out of your TV in exactly 1 week?
We'll cover your options, the moral dilemmas, the loopholes, and whether or not getting rid of your TV actually helped.
Spoiler, it probably doesn't, but we'll explain why. See you in 7 days. See you next time.
Riley, that's not funny.
A little bit funny.